time stakes as we approach the end of the season. Bowl positioning, playoff spots, all on the table, but only if you find a way to win. Welcome to Sooner Nation in Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. As we'll see, the number 25 team in the country, the South Carolina Gamecocks, taking on one of the participants from last year's playoff, the Oklahoma Sooners. 3A Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. And the Sooners will get us underway with the opening kickoff. He'll return it. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Out of the shoot, quick toss to the right. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Guys, for just a little bit, let's talk about South Carolina. For some teams, the road into the top 25 can... a little more treacherous than for others. And once you get there, you've got to convince the rest of the country you deserve to stay.
And I think that's what's next for this squad. They've earned the right to get in the top 25. People are noticing what they're doing. Now, let's get...
Intercepted, and the first drive ends with a pick. Those kind of plays can be huge for momentum. Even with the short return, they're set up at the 45. Linebackers trying to create some confusion. Caught behind the line. It's Kearney. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
I don't know if that's the coverage you want to be throwing wide receiver screens against. Oftentimes, you want the receivers to have some access. You want the DBs to be off a couple yards so you can help set up the blocks and give the receivers somewhere to go with it. It's hard to run that against press coverage, and they only picked up a few yards there.
And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
The Sooners come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. Slings it downfield. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Just across the 20 with a first down at the 19. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge.
Heading to the end zone. Touchdown Sooners. A great catch and run for 6.
Nice pitch and catch. This receiver and quarterback have done this thousands of times. Finds the open man, throws a strike. The receiver does the rest, gets in the end zone.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he's going to try to return this one. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. Unloads to the wideout. Got it in the middle, extensive. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down.
Quarterback showing you some resiliency here on this drive. He threw a pick on the opening drive of the game, but he was able to turn the page right away. You can't let that bad play affect you, and they're letting him throw it. They're being aggressive, and he's proving that he can still make good decisions here. He can find the open target and deliver strikes.
Back to throw, it's Nolan. Finds the tight end. The emotions and energy figure to be high all day, guys, because of what's at stake this late in the season. Really a must-win for both teams.
These are the ones that get your blood moving, Reese. You get jacked up, man. You don't have to say anything in the locker room, give these big speeches. You know what's at stake, Jesse. You're ready to rock and roll. This is when you prove you're the big dog.
Which is pretty cool, too, because it's been a long season. These teams obviously are both physically and mentally tired, but you're right. For this kind of game, this is the one you circled at the start of the year. You knew that this was going to matter. There was going to be a lot on the line. Now it's time to go out and prove you're the better team.
They're going to go to the air on 3rd and short. And it just squirted through his hands. He wanted to take off and got too anxious.
Defense did a great job. 3rd and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
The offense in its own end, still needing a couple of yards for the first down, but they'll stay out there and go for it on 4th. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. They spun that wheel of fortune on 4th down and come up bankrupt. Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. Under fire. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. The Sooners now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. They'll go to the ground. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Looking to take a shot. And the defense getting a hand in there on 3rd down.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
And the ball will bounce at the 4 and find its way into the end zone for a touchback. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. We'll see if that failed 4th down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
Well, you hear about it all the time in football. Go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole.
And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
And that's not a good sign for this offense. You gave up 4 sacks a week ago. Now you're already getting your quarterback hit. They've got to protect their dude. They got to give him more time so he can make plays down the field. Protection is the biggest issue for this offense.
It's 2nd and long now as this defense has some energy after that. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again.
There's an example of a dude getting beat one-on-one with his quarterback getting closer and closer to his end zone, man. That's scary.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Get it out on the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. The Gamecocks will punt this one away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. They make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. Now the Oklahoma offense will go back to work. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Trying to beat the D deep. Makes a grab right down the middle. Chopping up this defense, and they've got it all the way down to the 23. Pass completion moves the sticks, and let's see if they try it again. Gonna run it. It's Robinson. Fighting off the defender.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about.
And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Oklahoma!
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They scored fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They are going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
Bringing it out. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. They'll try to put something together, backed up a bit, starting at their own 13. They'll run the RPO and pour it right. And they'll move the chains, and a good way to wrap up the first quarter. At the end of the period, Oklahoma has the lead. They largely dominated this first quarter as indicated by the stats. This could be a pivotal moment in this game as we open the second period and they try to find a way to answer. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Scanning the field, it's Nolan. Oh, they're after him. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24.
And they've been waiting for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game, but finally now you see they're generating this pass rush. 3 sacks on the game so far.
Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have 1 remaining in the half. These guys are bringing serious heat. They are like sharks swarming and just getting after the passer. Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game. That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. Offense gets set for second down. Back to pass. That's caught. It's Howard. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short game there. And the Gamecocks want to crank the tempo. On third and long, a check down would be the last resort. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Fires into traffic. It's picked off. Finally brought down, but what a play. Not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return.
And he makes another momentum-building play. His second interception in the first half. He can feel where the football's going. Got a good beat on this offense and making plays early and often for his club.
He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. And the Sooners have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's second and a mile. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down. Now this offense tries to figure out a way to move the chains after the second down misfire. Quickly out on the screen to the wide receiver. He couldn't find anywhere to go, and now it's fourth down.
Third down is money down. You got to find a way to execute and get the ball out, get it to your playmakers. That was the opposite of that. They got it to their playmakers, and they got absolutely nowhere. Lost yards on the play. Fourth down now upcoming.
That keeps the score. Oklahoma 14, South Carolina 0.
South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it, right? If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
Wants to throw. It's Milwin. He's got his man. And they swarm him under. Sooner Nation bearing down on this offense on this huge third down play. From the gun, wants to pass. Sends it downfield. And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His third interception of the day. He scampers out of bounds right at the 19-yard line, and man, are they set up.
And what a play by the defender. He's on an island all by himself in cover one man coverage. Just him and the wide out, and he ends up winning, coming up with a big INT.
On the run, it's Tatum. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Wants to go up top. Looking left. Got it! Into the end zone! Touchdown Sooners! They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here in this Week 11 performance.
And you always want to get the home crowd jacked up and get them excited. Get out to an early lead, and they have 20-0. Defense playing well. Offense playing well. They got a lot to cheer about here at home.
And he's coming out of the end zone. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. They're looking at a 21-point hole. There's still time to do some work, but there's also no time to waste. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. The Gamecocks come to the line in the hurry-up.
Well, obviously a really nice play by the defense there, stopping the option, but I think that's on the quarterback because it looked like his pitch option.
Another interception. That's his 4th of the day. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
I tell you what, it puts you in a tough position when you're backed up inside your own 20 trying to come out. But when you're a defense and you can force a turnover and you already set your offense up in scoring position, they are going to be extremely happy, and that offensive coordinator is going to look extremely smart.
Dropping back, it's Hawkins. Quick screen to the speedster out wide. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down.
Well, we see another catch by this guy. This defense is going to need to do a better job of tackling.